Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today for today's new time lapse. For this painting, I'm working with oil paints on a fairly large canvas. I can't quite remember the size off the top of my head, but it's definitely, I think it's like a 48 by 48. So which I'm hanging from the wall in my studio. And this was great because I never tried just putting it on the wall like that, not on an easel with a slant, and I have to say I really liked it. I found it was better for filming. It gave me some extra floor space, some extra room. Yeah, so that said, it's black and white oil paints with a touch of acrylics here for color. And so with this oil paint, I started with trying to do something a little different and go after the darks first. So as you can see here, I went after the more deeper contrast points first to set those, and then try to blend back out of that with the white colors and grayscale tones and whatnot. The pop of color on there is just some kisses of acrylic that I wanted to put on for mood and dramatic effect and to give it a contemporary flair. So I like the black and whites where they have just a pop of color here and there. And I had tried a little bit of purple in the eyeshadow of the portrait, but I ended up going over it, and then I come back over it after and just added a kiss of it. So yeah, for the lips, I just kept it light, just a touch of pink mixed in with some gray tones, and that made the mood nice. So I've been experimenting with doing the under sketches in charcoal and then using a fixative over the charcoal just to spray it. But I found the charcoal was still sort of peeking through. So note to self and little tip is, if you go light with the charcoal, it's not going to be so bad, and it's just going to sort of dust into the paint. So that's something I'm going to do for my next painting for sure that I came across with this one. And I did use some Gamasol and Galkid just kind of help with move the paint around and keep it moving where it needed more flow. So I like to paint more fluid where I can, as I tend to blend a lot, and this also can help speed up the drying time. So that was a pretty cool little trial with that. I really enjoy painting dynamic portraits like this, especially with the hands in the face, in the frame. It adds sort of another mood and element, and she's sort of emotional and almost like taking in a breath. So yeah, I usually try to finish a painting like this in 2 to 3 long sessions. I spend most of the time getting the eyes and lips set. From there, I can become more intuitive and then freestyle, especially with the hair. So the hair is where I really kind of like to, get a little loose and crazy and have fun with it. So yeah, I like to take frequent breaks to stay focused and not rush the work. I might also have a drawing going that I can switch back over to. But then as I'm getting to sort of the last phase of a painting, say like maybe the third day, and if I'm seeing like the light at the end of the tunnel, then I can just sort of go for it, and just push through that last phase of the artwork to get it finished. But I have to be careful not to over rush it and not try to finish it just for the sake of finishing it. So that's always a battle I'm working with. But yeah, with this black and white painting, this portrait painting, this is the 4th in this black and white portrait series I've been doing, which are a bit more raw with the mood out of the series so far. This one is definitely my personal favorite. I love them all because putting time into them, like writing songs or whatnot, you feel like they're your children. But yeah, there's just sometimes some just come together and pop in a nice way that you end up really happy with. So I added a little bit of color, just a touch of turquoise to the lower jaw, and what I did was fill in the hand with more gray tones, and I usually leave that for last, and just try to tie it in, because it's just a matter of painting in sort of the knuckles and sort of the shapes that will make up the hand. I like to start with white at this stage and the lighter colors, and then just kind of bring in the darks to complete the shadows. I find like the darks will just kind of smush in that way. So a little bit different than how I do the hair, kind of a little bit more opposite, but it seems to work well, at least in this case. And then I can just tie everything together. So the mood for this painting just came out great, and I'm just so happy with it. Happy with the lips and the way the teeth came out, and the hair and the face. And yeah, so thanks so much, guys. We'll see you for the next one.